Hey everyone, this is Max. Max is one of our new puppies. So I thought he'd say hi really quick and then we'll get started because I got a lot to show. So grab some stitching, get something to drink. Let's do this thing. Hey guys, Annette Saker. You've already met Max. Cooper will make an appearance at another time. I'm keeping them out of here, and I'm sure you can understand. Almost 6 month old puppies. But Max and Cooper came to join us in the middle of May, so our little pack has now doubled in size. But they're sweethearts and they're acclimating well, and that's all that matters. So, how you doing? It's been about 3 months. Life's been kind of busy with wedding stuff, and then business travel, and just all kinds of odds and ends of things has kind of precluded my opportunity to do a whole lot of recording. I was able to do Stitch With Me a week or so ago, and I'll probably try to do another one this week. But the good news is I'm working at home more, which is kind of, obviously it's good and bad. It's obviously helped from a puppy perspective, but we've also been doing a lot of things around the house, getting some stuff done in preparation for wedding, as well as I have some guests and friends coming in the week after the wedding, stitchers, for an annual get-together. So June is always very busy. It's just even more so this year. So last we spoke, I was just still recovering from a knee injury. I'm all good. Everything is all healed up, happy, good to go. I can dance. The flights that I have taken since then, I've walked very carefully down the jetway so as not to have a reoccurrence. No problem. Had no problems whatsoever. I have, knock on wood, no more falls. Watch, it'll happen the day of the wedding. So that being said, wedding is in 2 weeks from yesterday. We went today and did a walkthrough of the venue. I had not actually seen the venue. The kids had done all that and arranged all that. So it was nice. It's an old farmhouse that's on a farm property here in Phoenix, Schnapp Farms. They do a lot of produce. It's like a you-pick-it farm in some areas, but they have a couple, 3 venues that they host weddings or other events there. And so what Kylie and Scott are using is what they call the farmhouse, and it looks like an old farmhouse. It's truly very kind of vintagey kind of, but it's got one huge room, which is where the reception will be held. So it's a beautiful backyard area with some gazebos, and ceremony will be outside, everything else will be inside, and everything's pretty much done. We do have some day of things, last minute things that we need to, just nice to have stuff that will work out. I did find out today I need to make a ring pillow, but that's okay. I'll get that sorted. I get 2 weeks. No problem, right? No problem. And so all that's going along very well. Moving ahead. About 100 people at the wedding, so good sized. Starting to pile up some wedding presents here. Holding on to them for the kids. But yeah, 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away. Last weekend was Phoenix Comic Fest, which is my 1 weekend a year part-time job. And as always, it went by way too fast. It's Thursday through Sunday, so it's 4 days, but I work usually 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Worked with a wonderful guest this year, Sean Marr. If you watch Firefly, you know who that is. If you don't watch Firefly, you should. But he's a sweetheart. I've worked with him before, so it was nice to have that repeat. And I got to meet some other folks as well, and I'll put those pictures in at the end so you can see who they are. I did manage a trip to Hawaii. It was a business trip. I was only there for a couple of days, but I did go, and I was able to secure the Been There mug for the new Starbucks collection. If it wasn't 103 degrees out, I would be drinking from it, but it's too hot. So tea it is. But a trip to Hawaii, and actually had a little time this trip. I've been to Hawaii for business before. Did have some time this trip to actually walk around a bit and go down to the beach and walk along the Waikiki area, which was nice. It was nice. Nothing majorly touristy. I didn't have that much time, but it was just nice to be able to be outside and kind of wander around and see more of everything. The weather was amazing. It was the first week of May, and I spoke at a conference, so that's why I was there. But it was good. It was good. It was a nice trip. I'm hoping to go back actually with my spouse on a vacation someday. All right, so I'm checking my list, looking off the side. So Max and Cooper, I've already talked about. I introduced you to Max. He's a sweetheart. They are sweetest puppies. Buzzed by my 2-year FlossTube anniversary in mid-April. I've been doing this for 2 years. It's very fun. I will say that the biggest gain, well, there's 2 big gains out of doing and participating in the community. The first is I've met a whole new realm of stitchers. I've been going to the attic to help out McKenna now and then when she does her live sales on Thursday evening, which has been fun. Obviously, I would have had no exposure to her and not had the opportunity to meet her at all without FlossTube. So that was fun. That is fun. And I've probably stitched more in the last 2 years, which has been good. So that's always, anything to keep that going is always welcome. Lord knows I have enough stash I have to get through in the coming years. I have quite a retirement investment. I'm ready to go. So 2 years FlossTube anniversary. I am coming close to 1,000 subscribers. I think I got mentioned somewhere in the last couple weeks, and because I've seen a few additional ones come in, kind of a bulk. If you have mentioned me, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it, and we'll get to 1,000 here soon, which will be good, and we'll do some celebration. So that being said, let me show you what we got. So I have 2 fully finished objects. The first, and both of them you saw as finishes in the last video. The first is my little Frankenstein Mill Hill guy, and he's felted and magneted, so he's going up on the refrigerator now with his buddy, the vampire. And then the other thing that is fully finished and ready to go is the wedding sampler. So here it is. This is a double frame. This red is a frame by itself, and then the black shadow style frame goes in. This may look familiar. When I did the framing for my friend earlier this year, she chose the same frame combination for her Dracula book cover. And in fact, I have also got the same frame sized for my Dracula piece. I haven't worked on it, so you're not going to see it, but I do have the framing when it's ready. But in the meantime, I have this beautiful, it's a black mat with a red core. It's a red core mat, and it's all ready to go in 2 weeks for the wedding. Kylie hasn't seen it, and at least that I know of, unless she's been haunting. I don't think I even have her on Instagram, so I know she doesn't watch the videos. But and I didn't post it anywhere on Facebook that she would have seen it. So she hasn't seen it, so I'll probably take it with me down for the wedding. I'm going to be going early to help with decorating and organizing and that kind of stuff for that particular day. So I'll probably take it down then, and then we can potentially use it as part of her, part of the decorating of the farmhouse. So I think it'll fit in. But yeah, it came out very nice. I'm very happy with it, and I hope that she is too. So that is ready to go. No music this time, sorry. I was having some technical difficulties during the practice session, so his fingers gave out before I could get those resolved. So no music, apologies. Next time. It's completely my fault, not anything that from him. So whips. Now, I've started some stuff, not a whole lot actually. Started some stuff, and worked on some stuff, obviously, in the last 3 months. So I just have it here. I'm not going to, it's not in any particular order at this point. I just, while I do keep track of all that, I did not go back and try to figure all that out. So, all right. So the first start I have for you is for the Bewitched Stitches Summer of Salem Sal. There will be links below, and this is Wanda's Love Potion. And here's where we are. I started this yesterday. The stitch along started on Friday the 1st, but I didn't start this piece until yesterday. So I've got most of the floss done. I've only got 2 colors to finish of the floss, and then I'll start the beading work. So it goes pretty quick. The other start I have is also a recent stitch along. In fact, it just started yesterday. I didn't actually decide to do it until Friday. So, bought the pattern Friday night. It's our Ginger Gerald Old Fashioned Windmill. That's the chart available on his Etsy shop. And I just went digging in the stash for fabric and floss. So this is my start. It's on a scrap of 40 count linen, unnamed 40 count linen. And I'm doing it Priscilla and Chelsea style, where I didn't actually cut the fabric. But I knew that 6 inches wide, which is what the fabric is, would be sufficient. So I just started at the top, and that's my teeny tiny little start on that first fan blade. So the floss is the March 2017 Silks for You Silk of the Month. I thought it's kind of a greenish brownish color. Not only is it seem apropos for an old-fashioned windmill, it looked good on the fabric. So we are good to go. So it's 1 strand over 2 on the 40 count. With a hoop. Not something I do very often. So that's going. I do have, those are the 2. I have one other small piece that I've worked on in the last 3 months. This is kind of my palette cleanser that I pull out when I'm between pieces and I don't have a lot of time, so I just need something I can grab real quick to put a few stitches in. Medieval Santa, this is Canterbury Santa, and here's where he is so far. So he's moving along. Like I said, he tends to be my, either I grab something because I'm going somewhere, we'll have some time but don't have a lot of light, or I finish something, I just have a few minutes, or 30 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. All right. April, when I was stitching in April became almost like the stitch along catch-up month. I usually take the first week of any month to do whatever the monthly stitch along is, which I only technically have 2 right now going on. The Into the Jungle Frosted Pumpkin, which you'll see shortly, and then this one, which is the Prickly But Cute Cacti. Now, I started this, I was already like 8 months behind, right? I started back in February, I believe. Well, guess what? I am no longer 8 months behind, at least on the cacti. I am all caught up on the cacti up to and including June. This is June. Becky the Barrel Cactus. So this is my Prickly But Cute. And I did the bulk of this in April. So I just kept going. It was just, I'd get one done. It's like, well, I'll just do the next one. And, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and do the next one. So anyway, so here we are. So this is on Sandcastle Jobelin. The border is done in Classic Colorworks Muddy Puddle. And the letters are done in Classic Colorworks Red Licorice. So here we go. Only 4 left. Only 4 left to do. plus finishing the border. So they're very cute. They only usually take a day or so. It's Fuzzy Fox Designs on Etsy. Again, I will make sure that there's a link. And it's going along. So I do that usually the first day or so of the month. And then the other one that I do the first week of the month, which I have not done June yet, is the Frosted Pumpkin Into the Jungle. So here's where I'm at. So I actually went ahead and did the whole top border in April and May. This went to Hawaii with me. So I worked on this in Hawaii. So Into the Jungle. So you had last seen it with March, Frida the Frog. And then April was the tiger. Terrell, the tiger. May was the crocodile. I can't remember the crocodile's name. The birds are Manny, Mo, and Jack. I remember that. And then June is a pair of cockatoos down here. So I'll do those this week. And then the bottom border. So not bad. It's cute. Of course, it's always about this time of the month or this time of the year that I say, I'm not going to do, I don't think I'm going to do another stitch along next year, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The other one, the stitch along that I'm not really considering a monthly stitch along, but it also got a lot of work in April, is the Little House Needleworks Farmhouse Christmas. So here's where I'm at, Farmhouse Christmas. This is 36 count XJU Designs Old Mushroom fabric. I'm using the called for threads with the exception of the white. I'm just using regular white for that. I'm not using the bamboo. So here's my first 3 charts. I do have the next 2, and I'll probably do another one this month just so that I can stay relatively up to date. Like I said, I'm not really treating this as a monthly stitch along because it'll get done by the end of the year. I also haven't decided what I'm going to do on the outer border, if I'm going to actually do an outer border, if I'm just going to leave it alone. So that's why there's plenty of fabric, but I haven't actually done it yet. So the only adjustment or change that I have made, because I know a lot of folks are changing colors and moving stuff around, I'm not doing that. I am making some very small modification to the border. So as you can see, the first month, or the first chart, has the cross stitch plus sign, for lack of a better word, border, right? So that's what is charted. The second month, I'm like, I don't want to do that again. So I actually did kind of a modified Rhodes stitch. Please focus, please focus. Kind of a modified Rhodes stitch, and that goes all right. It takes up the same amount of room. Standing back, it looks very similar, but it gives just a slightly different texture. And then the third month, I did eyelets. Some tiny, tiny baby eyelets. Again, same amount of room, just a slightly different texture. I'm going to repeat these 3 borders. I'm not going to do 6 different. I'm not going to do 9 different borders. That would be too much. But I'm going to repeat these 3 borders in each row so that each row and each column has the 3 borders. So it's Sudoku style. So when I do the dairy, the cow, it'll start with the Rhodes, and then when I do the grandma's quilt in the middle, it'll have the eyelet border. So that's the plan. So just enough to give it my own spin, but not enough that requires too much thought. All right. Let's see. So the other piece that got some time in March was my King Arthur. King Arthur's Court. So here we go. Here's what it will look like eventually someday when it's done. And here's where we are at now. I finished the lower left page. Finished the lower left page, that's done. And I've actually finished the width of the design. I still have some border, obviously, on the dragon on the lower right, but the dragon is done. Sans backstitching. He needs to be backstitched. But all he's done. So I'm moving across on that lower border. The bulk of the stitching is in the bottom half of the design, so I just figured I'd just get that out of the way. So it's on just a plain white Belfast linen 32 count. So it'll come out. It'll come out here again soon. All right. So the other, all the ones left have stories. So this one, Brooks Books, Princess Couture, Snow White. I worked on this in March. Now, this could almost be a new start. Well, technically it was a new start. When I pulled it out, this is on lamb's wool Jobelin. When I pulled it out, I had started it this way. So this is a 13 by 18 piece of lamb's wool Jobelin. So I'd started it on the 13 inch. Here we go. 13 inch. And she fits 13 inch wise. And you can still see, I ended up having to rip, I had a good corner done, which I ultimately had to rip out. Because I'd started it in a couple 3 inches. That was not the far left edge of the pattern. See, I'd started down here. See this fun little birdie over here? That's the far left edge. If I'd stayed in where I was, I would have had like a ½ inch left. So that was not going to work. So I ripped out my corner. I had about this much done. I ripped it all out. And restarted it. Different orientation. Instead of trying to start in the corner, I counted up from the bottom and started there. So now you can see. So I've got the entire right side complete and the bird, right? All is well. Then I started doing I was rocking and rolling. Then I put the crown in, right? Well, the crown, as you may have noticed, is not centered. I started it too far to the left, so it needs to be over about right here. So with that, I put it away, and I was like, whatever. So I put it down. So when I do pick this up again, which, I mean, it's over half done, so I need to pick it up again. When I start up, I'll have to frog out that crown and restitch it. Granted, it's only 2 colors, and that's fine, but still. But there's lots of princesses to stitch, so I gotta get on that. The piece that got the most work in the last 3 months, to about 27 days, I think, was Let Freedom Ring. Lila's Studio. Here's where we're at. This is on 32 count cream Jobelin using the called for fibers. There we are. Here's where it is. You can see all that. There we go. Quite a bit done on this. I barely had kind of the breezeway over here on the left done. Now I've got a large chunk of the center Independence Hall, and there's this corner down here. This corner is 4 pages. So I really only have a little over 4 pages left to go, plus the backstitching of the building, because I didn't do much backstitching of the big building. I did backstitching of the breezeway over here. I did most of this backstitching, with the exception of the windows, because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the windows. This is the way it's charted, and I don't know if I like that, so I've tested out some other options. I haven't made a decision yet. Obviously, I have the rest of the building before I need to make a decision. So, but that's it. So yeah. Here it is. All the way back here. On the back, you can see the back. Here's my back. Not bad. Anyway, so that's it. That's where we're at right now on Let Freedom Ring. I started it 4th of July last year. Not going to finish it by 4th of July this year. Maybe Labor Day. Labor Day. The page that I just finished was that center page, and it was the bulk of the building, and that took forever. But the rest of the pages shouldn't be quite so time consuming, so we'll see. Labor Day seems like a reasonable goal. Sorry. My Patriots bag. So much to love. Last whip I had was a new start. It was my April start, kind of for my birthday, as well as for high tea for Off the Grid needle arts. This you may be familiar with. It's called the Alphabet Collection. This was recently finished by Allie in Australia, Allie Stitching Studio on Instagram, and I love this, and I could, every time she would show it, I would tell her how much I loved it. So she kindly sent me the chart when she was done with it, so I had to start it. So this is on a piece of 40 count white even weave. 40 count white even weave. I bought it from the UK, so-and-so. Using the called for floss. So here it is. Here's the first alphabet. It's not going to be that big. This is all there is. It's not going to be that big. 40 count. But it's 1/2. It's so sweet. It's just such a sweet little sampler. I just love it. Now, that being said, so far this year, I'm doing pretty good to finish everything that I'm starting in 2018. This is the first thing that I've started that it's like, ooh, we'll see if I can get that in. So I need to get a little more snappy on this, but here's the floss. Lovely pastel-y colors. So we'll see. So that's the whips. That's everything I've worked on in the last 3 months. All right. Stash. I bought some things. It's not a huge pile for considering 3 months. I do not have in here my the fabric of the month that I get from Color and Cotton, because y'all have seen that already. I get floss of the month from Color and Cotton. Again, you've seen those. I also get floss of the month from Silks for You. And then I get a needle minder a month from Down Sunshine Lane. So I'm not going to show, that's not here in the pile. Those have been put away. All right. Again, no particular order. So last December, I ordered a couple of kits from European Cross Stitch for chatelaine, and those came in. So this is the Little Tuscany kit. And then I also received, which is now in my fancy Evertoe bag. Beautiful red bag. I also received the kit for Mystery 20, which is this year's Versailles mystery. So I got that. Again, these were ordered in December. I did not take advantage of the February sale. I got plenty of chatelaine kits. So, and until I start actively working on my chatelaine pieces, I'm not buying any more. I don't care how good the sale is. All right. I also did not participate in Mania per se. My goal for Mania was to stitch 18 days on Let Freedom Ring. I managed 14 days, which, considering I spent 5 days flying and in Hawaii, and then Phoenix Comic Fest took out another 5 days towards the end of the month. 14 days was pretty good. I had a pretty manic schedule in May, so I didn't do a bunch of starts. However, I have been watching all the videos, and at least one stash acquisition is directly related to Stash Mania. This is from Pam and Steph, Bent Creek Flag of Stars. So I found this on the Silver Needle website and ordered it. And then because Stash does not travel alone, and this seemed oddly appropriate given our recent changes in our home, Doghouse of Puppy Dogs. So I ordered these 2 Bent Creek kits. Now, for this little Scotty dog, I'll probably remove some of the fringe and make it a schnauzer, since that's what I have. But yeah, so those 2 came. As I mentioned, I found that 40 count white even wave on the soandso.co.uk website. So of course, can't travel alone across the ocean. Holy cow. So I Textile Heritage, Petunia needle case, and Beach Hut bookmark. Came along for the ride. There may have been a few Mill Hill purchases because I need more Mill Hill. The Aries, Moonlit Night, and the Mummy. Gotta go with his vampire and Frankenstein friend. So those came. I know I have more Mill Hill. Hold on. Midnight Glow. And Dandy Duo. This was another companion, travel companion. Wanda's Wands. Is that it? Oh, no. Not it. Hamburger. And the pineapple. Of course I had to have the pineapple. Of course. Pineapple. Mill Hill pineapple. Alright. So that's all the Mill Hill that came in. And Lizzie Kate, when Lizzie Kate's retirement was announced, I went through my stash to see what Lizzie Kates I had, which ones I still wanted, and I bought 3. Only 3, not bad. The first is ABCs of Christmas, so I got that one. Stephanie's recent finish, or what may have influenced this, but ABCs of Christmas. I also bought the Easter Quicket. Now, the third one I bought, hold on, there's a story. There's always a story. Was part 1 of the Spooked mystery. I don't remember if I told this story before. So I have all of the 3-part mysteries that Lizzie Kate has done through the years. I pre-order them as soon as they're announced. I buy the whole kit with fabric, floss, embellishments, everything. I always get them from, I've gotten most of them from Dreama and Needlecraft Corner. I don't think I've gotten all of them from there, but I got most of them from there. So when this one was announced, of course, I'm like, you bet, I need that, no problem. She sent me the first chart along with the fabric and all the bits and pieces, and I put it in a safe place. And then, you know, over the next couple 3 months, I got parts 2 and 3. Right? No problem. But I couldn't find part 1. I knew I had it, but I couldn't find it. I was like, well, okay, well, you know, it'll turn out. So then I started moving stash here into my new room after my daughter moved out, and still could not find part 1. And it's like, did I throw it away by chance? What did I, you know, I looked, I went through boxes, I went through my cabinet over here, and I could not find it anywhere. So I thought, well, if Lizzie Kate's going to retire, I probably should go ahead and order the first chart again, and then I can go ahead and kit it up and do that pieces over time, and I'll start it. Wow. So I did. So that's why I ordered part 1. Now, this past weekend, as in like yesterday, I'm in the midst of reorganizing and moving things around in here because I've got someone coming for a visit the last weekend of the month, and I need some space in the room. I need to make some space, get things a little organized. And so I was working on yesterday, and guess what I found? I found my kit. floss, fabric, everything is in here. So now I have 2 part 1 charts. At least I found it, which is good. But yeah. So I'm actually, my goal is to start this probably next month as part of the Summer of Salem sale. Because there's a witch on it. But, yeah. I found it. So when I finish it, because they don't usually take that long, when I finish it, when I either sell the charts or however I decide to do it, someone will have a nice pristine part 1 to work from. Yeah. So, otherwise, so market. So obviously market happened. I know it's been a while. Can you believe it? Market happened. I actually only ordered 2 things from Market. And both of these also came from Dream at Needlecraft Corner because she does this great thing. She kits stuff. So I bought Hands-On Designs, Oh Say Can You See, the drum. And I pre-ordered all of the drums. And then she got fabric and floss, everything. 1 package, 1 deal, 1 price. The other one that I bought was Indigo Lane from Brenda Gervais. And then again with fabric, 40 count, 36 count floss. So all kitted and ready to go. So those are my only 2 real Market purchases. I went ahead and bought the Lantern Lane, which is one of the first Priscilla and Chelsea sales. Those sales never end, so you can start and join in whenever. So now I've got it, and I can start it whenever I like. I bought Hands-On Design Surf Life and Little Cottage from the Beach series. Sorry, my pile is precarious over here. I bought the Celebration of 40 Years book from Wickelt. I think Michelle Benny Stitchy talked about this on her channel. The reason I bought it was for really 1 chart, and that is the Jim Shore Welcome Pineapple. Isn't that cool? So that's why I bought it. There are other charts in here that are very nice, but for example, I like the Santa. That goes well with all the Mill Hill Santas. Have you seen the new ones that were announced this week? The 3 new ones. It's Yosemite, Yellowstone, and one more. I'll be getting them, so I'll show it to you when we get them. But gotta keep the Santa tradition going. I did, speaking of Priscilla and Chelsea, I did get the 2 Chalk on the Farms, so the Fresh Eggs and the Queen Bee. Fresh Eggs and Queen Bee. With floss. This is the Queen Bee floss. And I'm going to do them, these came from Down Sunshine Lane. And then I'm going to do them just on plain black Jobelan because I don't want to wait for the overdyed. I'm just going to do it on the plain black. I like that look better. So, got those. Bought the Diamond History Vickery collection. I think I ordered this with the Wickelt book from 123 Stitch as its traveling companion, if I remember correctly. Anyway, it's baseball. I love baseball. I'm part of the Colonial Gatherings Club from Dying to Stitch, so we got our first club piece for this year. It's the Mount Vernon Christmas. They're doing Christmas ornaments this year, so this is Plum Street Samplers. It comes with everything that you need to stitch it and finish it, so those have always been a good kits to get. And then lastly, this was an order that I made at the end of January, and it just came in last month. But the reason is because I bought Birds of a Feather, Remember Me. I'm planning to change the words, but I'll show you when I do it. This is out of print, so it took them a while to get it, which is fine. So Birds of a Feather, Remember Me. I suspect this will be coming out, if not as part of Summer of Salem, then Halloween time. And then at the same time, because again, no stash travels alone, I bought the Plum Street Mariner's Drum. I believe this was on sale when I bought it, as well as the Just Nan Strawberry Bunny. And then the last thing is minders. Now, I've been very good and have not purchased needle minders, with the exception of the monthly Down Sunshine Lane, which I get, and these. And these are my first mad for minders. So, Sleeping Beauty, my very favorite Disney movie. Addams Family, my favorite TV show growing up. Monet, favorite artist. The Red Queen, because that's me. And then Peppa Pig came along for the ride. I did not order her, but that's fine. She's cute. So those are my mad for minders. So that's it. Not horrible for 3 months, given that market was involved in there. Still didn't necessarily need it all, but hey, you know, hey, it's a hobby. It's a retirement investing. I got plenty to do. Now, that being said, as part of my clean out here, I am starting to destash, and we'll be looking to figure out how best to do that, whether it be here or on Instagram, or I probably won't do the Facebook groups right away. I'll probably start with either YouTube or Instagram. But we'll see. I'm getting a pile, and I'll probably work on that through the summer, so that in the fall I'll start actually listing things. So that's it. Thanks very much. How did we do? Let's see. 40 minutes. Not too bad, given that it's been 3 months. It will not be 3 months until the next time. And the next time, I'll have wedding pictures to show. So I can't believe it's getting so close. I can't believe it. But I'm sure everything's going to go off quite well, and everything's going to work. Everything's going to work out, and everybody's happy. So I have no doubts. So enjoy your day, evening, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this. Thanks so much for coming by. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscriptions. Greatly appreciate every single one of them. We will do a celebration soon, especially when I get, maybe, I may not wait till 1,000. I may just do something later in the summer when, dog days of summer, we need a bit of a pick-me-up. Who knows? Maybe we'll do something then. But it'll be something soon. And I appreciate, again, all of you watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon. So now, go stitch, because I'm going to go stitch. I don't think I'm going to go work on the window. All right, have a great day. See you soon. Bye.